Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. The first Ruben Amorim press conference, and we got to cover it live. Please, people, do not forget to like and subscribe. And let's get into the Ruben Amorim's press conference after this jingle. Me and Mark Nurse are covering the first ever Ruben Amorim press conference. Get into the game, smash the like button. We'll be back in 20 seconds.
And Garnacho!
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
Will you be in the dugout at Old Trafford on Sunday? I will be here. Definitely.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go, people. Ruben Amorim is here. He said, I'll be there in the dugout. And that is on Sunday, Ipswich Town. Mark, how you doing? Wie geht's? Alles gut, Bruder? You're on mute, my friend. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
My bad. Big up to you, Mick. Ruby, long time no see, my brother. I hope you're well. Big up to Jim Watkins. Big up to everyone in the building. And I hope you guys are having a good time because, you know, it's good vibes. Ruben Amorim is going to be on time, hopefully. We'll see how it goes. 10 minutes away, roughly. You know, let's see when the press conference gets here. What are the questions? What are you asking? Who are you thinking of is in the starting 11? Who is he going to be talking about? Which one of the players is he going to be asked about more prominently? You know, what sort of questions will the media ask him? What will his responses be? How are you guys feeling? We'll get into all of that as Mick and I cover the press conference today, guys. You know how it's good. And look at that smile. You know, you can see, right? Big up to Mick. Mick is excited. He's more excited than a child on his birthday. Yes. That's what I can say.
Of course, we're looking for the charisma of Ruben Amorim. Of course, we've been covering Erik ten Hag's boring press conference over 1 year or 2 years, Mark. We've been sitting there like, oh my God, hubba hubba, like, you know. And then, of course, we have Simon Stone coming. Eric, how do you feel about Cristiano Ronaldo talking shit? Eh? Okay, so this is a new era. You know, this is going to be a new tone of press conference, what I'm looking forward to. And 100%, the jigsaw puzzle, what we're talking about, who is going to fit where in his 3-4-3 system, who's going to play, who's fit, who's that. And, you know, I just want to hear him speak, mate.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of butt kissing happening today. The press seem to be enamored with Ruben Amorim. So I think it's going to be a lot of niceties. I think it's going to be a good interaction. I think this is one that the fans should not miss. We should all stay tuned, prick our ears up and listen well, because he's probably going to be asked 5 key questions from my perspective. I think he's going to be asked, you know, what does he think of, you know, the team so far in training? What does he expect from them this weekend? You know, who is going to be key for him in his team out of the players that he's going to pick in his starting 11? Maybe what's his starting 11?
Hey,
you know, Mick?
Hey,
what are your thoughts on the questions he's going to ask?
Well, you said ass kissing, a lot of ass kissing. So do you reckon at the end of the day they they have brown lips?
Of course. It's the
like
press.
No
you know how they do it at the beginning, the first couple of days. They're nice, they're smiling. And the moment you lose or anything else goes awry, they're like, So, you know, you got to watch out for them from early, guys. As a fan of Manchester United, you know, regardless if you think I back Erik ten Hag to the hill or not, what I can say to you guys is this. You have to back this team. You have to back this manager, you know, at least until the end of the season. We don't know if we're going to go into the transfer window in the winter. We don't know. So let's just keep our eyes open to the fact that, you know, let's use what we have. So let's create an atmosphere for the new manager because we all want him. Everyone here loves Ruben. You know, I'm sure Ruben loves you all back. Yeah. You know, he's going to be much more interactive, much more communicative. You know, he has a better grasp of English than Erik ten Hag. I think he has a kind of personality kind of similar to myself, smiley a kind of bit, but serious. But you know how it is.
You know how it is. You and me were talking off the camera just before, and you know, wind of cautions, people. Everyone is bigging this up like he's a messiah, like, you know, he's just, you know, master, give us a sign. We've been starving for 13 years. Here's a shoe.
You know,
piss off, you bastards. No, I mean seriously, yes. It feels like it's step towards the right direction. It feels like you know, in terms of personality, in terms of the way he speaks, It's got, you know, it feels genuine, like, you know, he wears his heart on the sleeve. He feels like he's the 13th player in the squad already. It feels like he's part. We've seen the training videos. He's actively involved in the training, giving them instructions, running in that. We saw how he's doing defensive work with Johnny Evans and everyone pushing and shoving and just adamant to get his message across. Now, big up for people that's tuning in. We have Double Gamers. Are you doing the conference? Yes, Double Gamers, we are doing the press conference live, which is about to start in about, what, 6 minutes, I reckon, depends on if on time.
Give or take 8 minutes. It should be on time, you know what I mean? It's going to be the first press conference. I think they will be well prepared. He's a guy that seems to me very meticulous from what he says and how he says what he says. So I think they will start on time because you want to create that impression of efficiency, you know, that kind of saying. You know,
what is the chat room saying? Who's in the house? We have Stephanie Griffin.
I see Will is here also, but Will is saying that your story about transfer bans is not true. You know, Will, what I would say to you, Will, is that wait and see, because you never know, he might be onto something. You know what I mean? No one else is talking about it, but Mick might have a...
No, it was actually reported. It was actually also reported by Daily Mail, but you have to pay for that article. But that one that was Football Insider was reporting it as well. I personally know the agency involved, and if it's FA rules, if you're not getting paid, FA is there to protect. So if you're not getting paid, you report it to the FA. It might lead to severe fines in millions, over 200 million euros in transfer fees, missing transfer fees, right? So obviously been following up, and Dan Ashwood contacted him because, hey, it's a big January window. Hopefully they're going to sort it out. But, you know, from a business perspective, if you're an agent, Mark, if you're not getting paid, what would you do? Would you also report it to the FA, or would you just take it, cop it? You know, 2 years chasing for your money, like 200,000 might not be a lot of money for Man United, but for you as an agent, that's fucking, you know, bread and butter, isn't it?
100%. You know what I mean? Big up to Jim Watkins in the building. Exciting times, guys. I'm pumped up. I believe we can win titles, cups, the lot. Maybe not this season, but I tell you, we will be back. Give him 2-3 years, and we will be on top. Now, Jim, I agree there, 100%. I'm going to back him for that 2-3 years of his contract. You know how I do it. I go down sinking with the ship.
Will, can you explain this? How is I'm a fraud if it's printed in a paper? Seriously, mate. Okay, so basically the reporter is a fraud as well then?
Probably.
Tell me that. Listen, today's news, today's news is predominated about City losing the ATP case, right? That is the garden path to the 115 charges, which I believe is related, Mark, right? 16 clubs allegedly walked away not supporting City, but supporting themselves and Premier League. What is your take on that?
I think it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. I mean, I do expect, like I always been saying, I expect City to be charged to some form of degree. You know, people think the club will be dissolved and these kind of things. I think maybe just a two-tier, you know, relegation, something like, you know, minus 300 points or something. Let them, you know, go down in the leagues for 2 seasons and they come back up. You know, it will be good for the other leagues because they will get to play at Man City ground. You know, they will offer some of their players some scouting potential. These things might be good. You never know. They have to pay some dues because they went against the Premier League and they should not have done that.
Yeah. And listen, it's going to be very interesting. Big up, y'all. I mean, big up to all the moderators in here moderating the chat and all the, you know, keep it civil, people. Moderators, you have the tools. I know. I don't know. I'm not really watching, but I'm going to read Jolly means. I posted this earlier. But what does it mean? Sir Jim Ratcliffe is keen to make changes in January and instructed Dan Ashwood to start formalizing plans for the transfer window. Listen, we don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. Media is reporting we don't have money. But is there money? Is there war chest? Of course, they went in and promised Ruben Amorim they wanted him sort of ASAP as soon as they sacked Ten Hag. But it must be something that convinced him because he said, can I join in the summer? No, you got 3 days to think. Join now. There must be some conditions. Maybe I can get a striker and a left wing back in January, whatever. I mean, I'm sure there's money that can shovel around, Mark. I'm not sure.
There's definitely possibility that there's money to have around. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be an interesting, whatever way you look at it. I just think we have to look from the perspective that there is money. You know, Man United is not broke. We have owners that if they're willing to spend, they could spend. We saw that this summer. You know what I mean? And they spent wisely. we sold more than enough for what we spent. So it's something that there's a certain possibility we will be getting some upgrade, but let's see how it goes.
Yeah. Yarley comes in to say Sir Jim Ratcliffe is investing 100 million any moment now, but he's putting in more than that in the club, question mark. I have no idea how it works, but you know, we got to be very careful with the ATP rules and everything, and what money you can pump in and not pump in, right? So at the end of the day, Ineos is running very smooth, tight ship. Not much communications coming out what's going on in the transfer window, XYZ. And I think that Ruben Amorim is completing the overall overhaul cycle. Like, you know, they finally got the head coach manager in what they really wanted, meaning he's just going to be managing the squad or training the squad, and they decide the transfer market. Of course, he's got a little bit of a say, Mark, right? They're going to go, hey, Ruben, what do you want? What do you reckon Alfonso Davies is the left-back winger? Nah, I think we can get the best out of Harry Amas. Or, hey, let's bring home Alvaro Fernandez that, you know, was abolished by Erik ten Hag. Mark? Yeah, you're on mute,
I think for it's a different situation. Now we have players here who some of them might not have been fan favorites of late. You know, performances might not have been great. To have some who have been injury prone and might be making their way back. I think it's up to the manager, whoever he chooses. I think some players might be sold. It might not be the players we expect, you know. I kind of have a shocking feeling that it might be some of the senior players that go in January, you know, because Amorim might say, you know what, I want to build for the future and I'd rather die by that sword. So I feel like certain players who've been here for 5+ seasons will be gone in January, possibly and in the summer. So I wouldn't look at some other players because, you know, the way I look at this team, there are some players who didn't have a good chance, or, you know, there are a lot of heavy situations that happened last season that may have, you know, took away from them being able to perform at their best at the start of this season. So I would say give it some time. Let's see until the end of the season. But definitely there are a few players that should be moved on.
Yeah, no, 100%. We know that. I mean, obviously he's here. Like, you know, everyone seems to be impressed by the reports coming out in the media, the way he's training. But also there was some report by the Sun. Take it when the sun don't shine. You know what I mean? That he was shocked about the level of abilities not being coached properly. There might be some truth in that because they've been lazy bastards, right? Oh, I don't know, man. I think he can get a tune out of this. But at the end of the day, like, we're sitting 4 points behind top 4. Ipswich Town, it's not an easy game. And we are about to go live here with the press conference, people. Wow. Let's see. There's probably some reloads watching here. Let's so Mark, I think we are going live with this press conference. Let me see. Anyway, not really. They are kind of loading, but we are definitely going to cover this live. And Melissa Redding's going to be there probably. Mark, you better unmute yourself, sir. I can't hear you.
I said that's interesting. You know, I think she asked some pretty good questions. You know, I'm looking forward to see what she says and what she does. You know, there's a lot of interesting journalists that come and ask proper questions that make it all make sense. You know, and there's lots of journalists that come in and ask these questions, and they're like, "Why are you wasting time?" You know what I mean?
So the press
it's one
is
of those
about
things.
to start. We don't have the sound because of copyright issues, so we don't want to have that. All we want to hear about when the press starts, people. So please do not forget to smash the like button for both channels. We are co-streaming even on Mark's channel. Here we go.
Hi guys.
Here he is, Mr. Ruben.
Welcome everyone to the press conference for our Premier League game against Ipswich Town on Sunday, and welcome to our new head coach, Ruben Amorim. First section is embargoed until 2 p.m. Melissa.
Ruben, welcome to Manchester. You will have had a perception of the club before joining. How does the reality differ? Is it
Melissa Reddy.
better than you even had imagined?
Yeah, it's bigger. There's a lot of departments. It's so much different than Sporting. And Sporting is a big club, but it's in Portugal. This is, you feel that it's a global club, so you have so much to do. It's not just coaching the team. But I have a lot of help, a lot of meetings. So I'm improving in that areas, but I feel very happy, very comfortable. So I feel at home.
Ian.
Ruben, you're the 6th permanent manager of Manchester United since the club last won the Premier League title.
Sixth
what
manager.
gives you the belief that you can be the one to restore the club to that level?
I'm a little bit a dreamer, and I believe in myself. I also believe in the club. I think we have the same idea, the same mindset, so that can help. But I truly believe in the players also. I know that you guys don't believe a lot in these players, but
no
I
shit,
believe
Sherlock.
a lot. I think we have room to improve, and I want to try new things. So you guys think it's not possible? I think it's possible. We will see in the end.
Dan.
Ruben. What are your first impressions in these early days of your squad in training, and how much time do you think you're going to need realistically to repair United?
Good question.
I don't know about repair, but like I said, we have space to grow as a team. I think we have to improve in a lot of areas. The understanding of the game. I know it's a different way of playing, and we are changing in the middle of the season. I think we have to improve the physical aspect of the team.
Yeah, 100%.
It's something that we want to improve. And that's it. So I don't know how long it will take. I know that when you are in Manchester United, you have to win games. So I will not tell you that I need a lot of time. Of course, we need a lot of time because it's a great league. It's the strongest league in the world.
I agree, Mark.
And we have to improve a lot to try to win it. So what can I say is that we have to win games, to win time, and then to win titles.
Whoa. He's speaking my language, Mark.
You've obviously got belief in your players, and there's a lot been spoken about this system, but is it going to be a case of evolution or revolution?
It's not revolution, because the football is not so different with the 5 players in the back, 3 players in the back, 4 players in the back. I cannot say evolution because we will have to wait and see, but we will play a different type of football. We have our ideas. I'm not saying is the best ideas, but it is our way of seeing football. So it's not evolution or revolution, it's a change in the way we play football.
Love that question.
You famously came here 6.5 years ago and met Jose Mourinho during that internship. What are your memories of that? And have you spoken to Jose since you took the job here?
He sent me a message. He told me that it's a lovely club, big club with lovely people. And that is correct. It still is. But a lot of things change. We are in a different building now. We are building a new one. I'm a different guy. I was learning at the time, and I hope to teach something here to my players. But the club is still big. He still is the best club in England, and we want to win again. That's all.
Yep. Good Ruben solution and answer.
Manager looks for quick wins, quick gains when they turn up at a club. Where do you see those coming for Manchester United? What have you seen here that you think you can make an impact straight away with?
Yes, in simple things, I think. If you want to speak about the team, the way we play, I think we lose the ball too often, and we have to keep the ball.
True.
We have to be better on running back. I think that is clear for everybody. And we have to be very good in the details. Sometimes we are hoping to change a lot of things, big things. I think it's the small things. And we have to improve on that small things, the way we see football, play as a team, understanding the game in one way. That is the focus. So I can tell you, in the small things, I think I can help a lot these players.
Small things, Mark. Small things.
I'm old enough to have been at Jose Mourinho's first press conference in 2004 when he joined Chelsea. Did you recall that yourself? And obviously you're a young man then. What did you make of it? And also, obviously you've asked about him already, but what was the most significant influence he's had on you as a manager?
First thing, not just in me, but all the Portuguese coaches. It shows that we can be the best in the world. And this is something different in a small country. This can put a stamp on everybody. But I'm different from Mourinho. I'm a different person. But I remember that time. In that time, you look at Mourinho and you felt that he can win everywhere. It's not the same thing. He was European champion. I'm not European champion.
But you will be
I'm a different
eventually.
guy in the different moment. Football nowadays is different, and I think I'm the right person for this moment. I think because I'm a young guy, I understand the players, so I try to use that to help my players, like Mourinho in that area did in Chelsea. If you remember, the young guys were like Lampard and this kind of players. Nowadays is so much different. So I think I'm the right guy for this moment.
The right guy for this moment, Mark. That's a big statement.
The recruitment at Manchester United in the last decade has been quite mixed, to say the least. It's been very much like that. Do you expect to have an influence on the players that come into this football club, or will that be left to other departments?
I think it has to be all together, because if you are a coach that coming here and already chose the players, it could be wrong, because this is a football club that will be here for a long time. And you as a coach, you don't know that. So you have to work everybody together. And for that, we have to improve the process of recruitment, the data, the profile of the players that we want. But I have to have a strong position on that, because I'm the coach. I know how to play. So I think it's all together. But in the final word, as you can say, it should be the manager, not just because it's your right, but it is your responsibility. Because in the end, the results, they will ask you about the results is to me. So I think it's all together, improve the process of the recruitment. I have to understand the league. That is important. And then when everything is aligned, all the ideas, everybody's on the same page, we can buy and sell players.
Sorry to follow up, but has that been agreed then, that you have the final sign off on the players?
I'm saying here the final, I don't know, it's not the final, but I have a great responsibility when we choose players, because this is something that should be done in this way. I'm the manager, the head coach, so I had to choose the players.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. Mark?
United has been described, certainly in the last 10 or 12 years, as the impossible job, given the calibre of managers that have come before you, the likes of Louis van Gaal and Jose. What's your perception of that view, and what do you see as your biggest challenge here?
I really don't know the biggest challenge. I will find out during these months. You had here different type of players, coaches. So the guys that won everything, like Van Gaal and Mourinho. You have new ones, like they knew the club inside out, like Solskjaer. Then you have one of the best that there will ever be in the outside the five strongest leagues was Ten Hag. So I don't know. I think we have to improve as a club. We have to acknowledge that we are in the time that we need time, and every coach that comes here needs time. But acknowledge also that we have to win games, and that's it. So I don't have answers for that. You have different type of coaches, the same result. We will try to do it our way, Ineos' way and my way, and try to win it.
But here it's not an impossible job.
No, of course not. I believe that. Call me naive, but I truly believe that I'm the right guy in the right moment. I could be wrong, but the earth still will turn. The sun will rise again. It doesn't matter. So I'm not worried about that. I truly believe that I'm the right guy for this job.
Yeah.
Hi. You just said earlier that you believe in these players, and maybe some people here do not. But didn't these players get Ten Hag the sack? Isn't that the reason he's no longer at the club? Because the team was down in 13th and 14th. They couldn't win, they couldn't play, they couldn't keep hold of the ball, like you sort of just said then. So how can you believe in players who basically have failed so badly for the last gentleman?
It's a belief, like the word. You have to believe, and I believe in them, because when I start this week, you can say that is 1 week, 3 trainings. They change the coach. Of course, everybody is excited, but they are open to a different things. Is the only thing that I ask: hard work, and you have to believe in the new idea. And I felt that. So until they prove me wrong, I believe in the players.
Neil.
Is the average sort of length for a manager here over the last, since Sir Alex has been about 2.5 years, is that long enough to really stamp your authority on a club and really get to where you want to be? Because Eric kept saying, you know, he's brought young players through, and he kept saying have patience, you know, like Garnacho and Manu. Is 2.5 years long enough? You've got to need more than that.
I have 2 years and a half of contract, and you guys talk about that. I think 2 years you can understand if I'm the right manager to go in this process. I think we will need more time because if you look to the other clubs that are winning this league, they are doing this process for a long time, but they are winning. That's why they have time to do this project. So I understand that we will need more than 2.5 years. We have to win something somewhere. But in 2 years, you can understand if you want to continue in this path or you have to change. So we will see how long
Big words.
it will take.
All right.
I know it might take time, Ruben, but players playing in different positions potentially. Garnacho, potential wing back on number 10. Rashford up top, I think we saw in the footage. What have you made of the players, and do you think these players are open to actually playing in different positions in your system?
Big up, Diego.
I think they want to play. This is in this first moment, they just want to play, so it's easy. In the future, we will see. I have to understand. You can watch on TV, but you have to train with them to understand if he can cope with different positions. So we are in that phase. Everybody wants to play now. If they have the opportunity of playing as a goalkeeper, they will play in the moment. In the future, we will see. But they are open to change some positions.
Rob.
A lot of players who played for you in the past say that one of your big qualities is the relationship that you have with them. You've already told us that you've got belief in these players, but do you sense maybe the players have lost belief in themselves a little bit, given what's happened at the start of this season?
That's for sure, but this is normal in every team. When you don't win games, you start to be suspicion of the way of playing. I cannot control the ball with pressure. So these small things you start feeling in the players. You can understand almost when they walk to the game or to the warm up. You can feel it if they are confident or not. So that is a normal thing. So I think I have to help them to feel that it will take time, but they are ready to cope with the demands of the games in Premier League, because they prove that. And you can see even this year and last year, sometimes they have a bad first half, and then in the second half, without any tactical change, they will turn up and change things. So they have to find out that mindset to play this way through all the game.
Last question in this section, Andy Kerr.
Hi, Ruben. Initially, is it possible to ask this group of players to play your style of football, your formation, or do you perhaps need to pick
Good question,
a style
Mark.
of football, a philosophy that suits the players you already have here?
As a coach, you have to choose one way or another. I choose always 100% our way.
Good.
I prefer to risk a little bit, but to push in the first moment. If they feel that since first day, I believe so much in our way of playing, they will believe too. So there is no second doubts, no second way.
Wow.
It's one way.
Or the highway.
We are going to do it. We will adapt some players because you don't have the right profile. This team was built for a different system. But like I told you guys already, it's the same thing playing with 5 or 4. The principles are the same. The positioning is a little bit different. But maybe on Sunday, you will see the list of players, the starting 11. You don't feel a lot of change, but you will feel it in the game during the positioning, in the way they receive the ball or to cover the ball. You will see some changes.
And that's it for now. But do join us for Matchday Live.
Wow. Mark. I am speechless. I am speechless, bro. This is so much to unpack, brother. So and the final question was the cherry on the top. When he said, it's my way or the highway. I stick to my 3-4-3 system. And you will see on Sunday who can play this style. Bro, there's going to be some changes. It's going to be very unpredictable.
I keep in my energy. I hope the fan base ready, because you know what? To be very, very honest, I hope the fan base ready for this, for what going to happen next, because I want him to succeed so much because he have a good charisma. You know, from listening to the way he answered certain questions, I could only say that, you know, I felt excited from his responses in some instances because he explained it in a way that I think, you know, if I was to compare to Ten Hag could never do that. The way he explained himself and delivered the message was totally in a way that everyone could receive it. And it's facts what he said, and it's exactly what we need to do. Be patient, tone ourselves down, and give them time, because they're going to need time. 2.5 seasons is not enough to get a team to winning ways.
2.5 season, but the thing is, big up. We have over 800 people watching live at the moment, and we even have Sporting Lisbon fans tuning in for this press conference. Big up Diego Sarabia.
Smash the like, guys, and subscribe. Don't forget, guys.
Diego is saying, I'm from Sporting Club Portugal. Good luck to all Man United fans. And then he goes to say Ruben is a great coach. And this is the first time we hear Ruben's first press conference in full English. I am baffled. Like, you know, we've been sitting here covering, like, you know, Ten Hag. We've been covering Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, everything. And this, in one 15-minute session, we got so much information from a very dynamic manager. He said it's the simple things, right? These players are football players, the professional football players. They're used to playing different systems. So it's just minor tweaks, minor things. And in the process, we saw the training video in the first was released on Tuesday, how he was involved, giving them straight directions, stepping back on the sideline, analyzing, getting back in the game. Hopefully it will work. I mean, he said one thing, I'm the right person for this moment. We had 6 different managers, but at this moment, I feel I'm the right man. So everyone tried to ride this bull, this mammoth of a club called Manchester United. The pressure is on. Every manager tried and failed. Now, I really hope this person has the charisma, has the lion heart, which we've seen at Sporting Lisbon. He came in from Braga, won them 2 titles in short time of space. I mean, come on, are we talking about 2.5 years? I mean, obviously they got the man, and we got to back the man, guys. We got to back the man. Big up Jim Watkins. Wow, for Amorim's business. I love his insight of his highway, his way of the highway, Mark. Mark, I don't know. There's so much things to unpack in this interview. What is your take? What is your take? What do you take out of this interview?
I just can't wait for the transfer window this summer, to be fair. Like, just listening to what he's saying, I know I think it is a message to the players, like, yo, especially when they ask him about him trusting the players. I mean, Erik ten Hag said the same thing he said. You know, until they prove him wrong, he will, you know, back them. He will back them. And the biggest thing is that, for me, is that basically he's saying the same things, but I think he will be able to remove the players much quicker, because this is the manager that the structure wanted. It seemed like this is the
manager that wants to win. And again, he's backing his own statement to say, I will back this team and I will take the heat. I will protect them. but it's the carrot and the stick the way I see it. If you're not following my rules and principles, you're not going to play, right? But if you're good to me, I will take the heat. But he's such a charismatic guy in a certain way that you could just look back at what he's done in a short span of career manager when he was at Braga. And before that, he didn't have his coaching badge. So he wasn't allowed to coach. He was just only down there to sit. But it's a rocket career what he had so far. And he coming in to believe that I am the right man for Man United, right? Everyone tried Mourinho. He spoke well about Mourinho. He's been having chats with Mourinho. He's been having his orientation, getting to know everyone in the club, getting to know the players. And the big thing in this interview was also regarding his transfers, right? Big up BB from Portugal. I love Portuguese people. One of my best mates. I have a lot of good mates from Portugal. They said a lot of nice things, a lot of respect. But Benfica fans has been speaking about it. Like, finally, now we can win the league again, what they're saying with Ruben gone. But all the best, Ruben Amorim from Portugal as well. I've been getting a lot of wishes from Portuguese people. But I want to dive into the transfer window question. And the answer he gave is, of course, I picked the players, right? Because obviously that is his system, right? We've been living under this, in British news and reports to say that, yeah, he's just the head coach. It's reported that, Omar Barada and Dan Ashworth and all that sporting director will pick the players for him based on the system. But that doesn't really work, right? If you're the manager of the team or head coach of the team, you know exactly what you need to make this Ferrari spin like a cat, right? So you would say, okay, I need a left wide winger. I need a striker. I need a Victor Gyökeres. I need a finisher. Go get me, right?
Yeah.
What's your thought?
100%.
Do you think that he still has some say in the transfer window? According to what he said, he has.
Mick, you see this whole idea, some fans believe that having a structure just buy players and the manager just coach. I never believe in that nonsense. I grew up under Alex Ferguson, So whether you have players being scouted for the manager should actually choose the final, if not 10, let's just say you buy 10 players, if manager choose 6 or 7, that's a good amount. They could buy 3 or 4 just because the club want them. But the manager must have tools that he wants to use because, when they give him just any kind of tools, they might not suit the style that he wants. And then therefore he will be on the chopping block. And if you had to take responsibility, I believe you had to take responsibility for your own actions. So he had to choose. And I like that. Big up to Ricardo Ferreira and all the other sporting fans in the building. Guys, I know you're here just for the press conference, but even if just for that, smash a like and subscribe to the channels, guys.
Yeah,
so when the next press conference comes, you can be here to watch it again with us.
I guess we got a lot of sporting fans that will tune in on, and watch the beloved coach, of course. He meant so much for Sporting. I mean, Sporting hasn't won a title before Ruben came in for 19 years. And that is kind of a similar saga. Well, we haven't won anything since 2013, right? So I'm a little bit cautious. I don't want to sort of bigging up like the Messiah, the chosen one. But at the end of the day, he said, I'm the right person for this moment. And I've been backed and I've been the chosen one from the Omar Barada and the new sporting operation people. And Ipswich is not a pushover. Like, we are talking about McKenna, that was also part of the short list of managers to come in as a head coach. Now, they won the last game, of course. We are playing away. It would be so much easier if we played at Old Trafford for Ruben, but this is a difficult task to play away. And especially what we're going to see with his 3-4-3 system and a totally different discomfort, because players have been used to play that 4-3-2-1. Right? Which didn't work. That didn't work. We've been seeing it. We've been calling it out. It didn't work. Diego, big up. Now I have 2 clubs, Sporting and Portugal and Man United. So we have newborn Man United fans.
Big
Smash
up,
the
bro.
like, peeps. Big up,
Smash
Diego.
the like. Don't forget to subscribe, Diego. Big up to you, buddy.
Yeah. And one thing, Mark, that I want to bring to everyone's attention. For some reason, I've been saying this in multiple occasions, players and managers from Portugal, they do well in the Premier League. He spoke about the Premier League being the best league in the world, the fastest and furious league in the world. But for some reason, Portuguese players and managers, they do well. The adaptation, what does that, how come? I'm just wondering how come. Is that the mentality? Maybe Dago can answer this. Maybe it's the Portuguese mentality, winning mentality, their adaptation, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thing, you know. I mean, every nation have their own vibe, you know what I mean? And you know, just like how they have the, you know, how they call it, the Jogo Bonito in Brazil, they have that kind of same kind of football, you know. In Portugal, their own identity, their own way of doing things, and you know that personality is, what I could say is super warm. You know what I mean? No matter what, it's super warm. It might vary, but they're all super warm. And I'm pretty sure Diego, you could see that from the way Diego and BB have been in the comments, you know, pretty nice guys. You could tell that they're, you know, just nice people. So it's like, you know, when you add those things into the different mentality mindsets now, you know, it's make for a little bit of a different flavor. You know what I mean? So like, you know, he might be a serious guy like Ten Hag, but because he's such a warm personality, you know, he have you know, it might be serious with a smile. And people might like that even more.
100%. I mean, you know, everyone's been talking such a nice guy, the way he's sort of humble. And, you know, maybe it's, you know, Portuguese player would understand the Portuguese fans. Maybe it's the Superboc. And Superboc is the nicest Portuguese beer you can ever drink, I think. You know, Superboc was actually sponsor of, you know, Sporting as well. Nice beer, people. CK Animation, Bruce watching the Ten Hag feels like heaven. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying. That's what I was so giddy after this press conference. He's dropped a bomba of articulation. And there's a reason why they call him the poet. Cristiano Ronaldo, the big CR7, called him the poet because he's always speaking right. He wears his heart on the sleeve. What a press conference. I mean, we got so much out of this. And I can't even summarize everything. I'm just lost.
So look, another Sporting fan here is saying it. Guys, says E. Mateus, big up to you, bro. Believe me, we had our doubts as Sporting fans. He came without even being our official coach, with just a few games, and we just give him time. And he used his own statement, what if it goes well? You know what I mean? And it went well for Sporting. We all can see that. This is why he's here now. So, you know, I would be one to say, you know, I would trust our Sporting fans who are in the chat, like Arthur Kunde saying, from Portugal, you have the best coach now for the best project. Trust him. Guys,
I have a very good idea. Mark, I have a very good idea. We have so many Sporting fans, Portuguese fans. Guys, call in. I will paste in the link here. I want to hear from you guys. Talk to us. We are dying to hear because this is new to us. You guys lived out under Amorim for 4 years. Definitely, the link is in there. Call in, please. Have you say, the mic is yours. We want to hear from you if you have the guts. We don't bite. We just want to hear from your Portuguese side. For Sporting Lisbon, you know, we want to hear about you. Absolutely there. Call in, please. Just, you don't have to use camera if you don't want to. Just want to hear from you guys and just explain. There's over 600 people now watching live. If we can get over 200 likes on this live stream, please, that would be so handsome.
That would be so
nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, and subscribe if you haven't. It's free content, 100%. We've been witnessing the first live conference by, you know, Ruben Amorim. Guys, it's a fully interactive show. You know, come in with your comments. I've seen there's a lot of positivity in the VER room, chat room here going on.
Even Ricardo, another Portuguese fan of FC Porto this time, he says it's my club. But, you know, I can say Man United finally got themselves a proper manager. Just give him time. I mean, you know, I was a Ten Hag fan. So for me, I'm not going to say that we finally got a proper manager. I just think that this manager, his personality probably suits us better. You know, I think... In terms of quality, I think he and Ten Hag are similar, very similar in terms of quality, but his personality is a stark difference to Ten Hag. And maybe that might be the key to unlocking the Man United player, somebody with a more warm personality that also is very, very good tactically, very, very brilliant as a coach as well. So, you know.
Mark, I think I have the key here. I think he is a Swiss Army knife. You know what a Swiss Army knife? We tried very different types of characters and managers. Yeah, we tried the pragmatic Van Gaal. That didn't work. You know, we tried Jose. He was the chosen one. Very cocky, but too much. That didn't work. Too pragmatic as well, right? We tried Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, club legend as well, just to get the vibe going. That didn't work. We tried the open heart surgery as an interim. That didn't work. Then we went to the mad professor Ten Hag, who was a brilliant tactician in his head, but he was lacking the communication, how he would get the message across to his players. Players look confused. Now this Swiss Army knife, what I'm saying, he's got all the attributes. Like he's got the communication style, he's got the swagger, the charm, he's got the confidence, he's got the winning mentality, he knows what he wants to do, and it's his way or the highway. He's got an identity and style, and that's what he said. I'm here, I'm the right person for this moment, and we're going to play my way or the highway. And you will see changes,
100%.
Wholesale changes, and there will be no
100%.
player power.
I don't believe that, because Marcus Rashford probably gonna have to start regardless, and if he does, then nobody can say otherwise. It's just been here so long. What I would say is I hope to see changes. I hope that we will give him time, because it's the same players that the reporter said it. These players sacked Ten Hag. You know what I mean? And he should be very wary of a lot of these players, because these same players sacked Ten Hag. And now that they're happy and excited to play any position now, what if they have an amazing end to the season and Marcus Rashford out with the next video saying, I'm preferred to play off the left, just like he did to Ten Hag after his first season scoring 80 plus GA.
Yeah.
These are the things I worry about. I'm not worried about Amorim. He's an amazing coach.
I'm worried about here's what I want to do. Here is what I want to see. If the club is backing Amorim 100%, remove that player power, remove that Rashford 350k a week that you must play him, right? We don't want to see that. We want to give Ruben the power to say, look, you know what? If you're not performing, if you're not scoring goals, if you're not, following my lead, sit on the bench, mate, sit on the bench. Ricardo, what are you saying? I'm from Sporting Sally. You guys have the best manager. He's brilliant. That's all we know. Guys, Portuguese guys, listen, we want to hear from you. We're opening the line for you to call in and have your say. Just call in, please. Otherwise, we're going to wrap up the show. It would be brilliant. Brilliant. The link is in here. Hang on a second. It's in the chat. So click on that. Come in, StreamYard. Talk to me and Mark before we close up the shop. In terms of who's going to start, Mark, what do you think? It's unprecedented. I don't even know how to pick the team.
I don't even want to talk about picking the team because, bro,
who cares? I
don't want to sound like the bearer of bad news to some players, some fan favorites, because I don't see them playing in the system. They don't have the engine. They don't have the intensity for 90 minutes. I don't see it. I see a lot of the players who have the intensity. Some of us might consider them runners. When you have that intensity, you could always coach the composure into you a little bit. Yeah. And maybe Amorim can do a better job at that than Ten Hag. So what I would say is look forward to changes, because we can see there are going to be changes to the team. He said it. He just didn't say that there are going to be wholesale changes. He said there will be changes, not too much, but you will see a difference in the way they play based on what we have been working on. So I'm excited for that part, and my mind is open to whoever is that starting 11, because for me, whether I like Bruno or Anthony, or I like, I want to see Lenny Euro start or Kobe Menu.
Yeah, of course.
Whoever the manager picks,
of course,
that's who he picks. For the next 10 games, I just want to see who are the consistent starters and performers.
But this is what I've been consistent about. Like, I don't care who he picks or who the manager picks. At the end of the day, we're consumers of the games. We are fans like you. We don't pick the team. We don't recruit the players in the transfer market. We don't hold the KPIs, key performance indexes. But we are definitely passionate, and we want to see, we don't want to see pick the favorite. Now, there's some controversial, Mark, because we've been speaking about, and Jarvis was speaking about that. The only way we can see Marcus Rashford fitting in the system is the number 9. Because Ruben Amorim, if you look at Victor Gyökeres, he's using that single pivot striker that will run the channels. Like, he's a fast runner, to run to the channels, ball over the top. Marcus can do this. Because that number 9 Gyökeres don't need to press, because that's why you have 2 number 10s. What I would like to see the 2 number 10s here against Ipswich Town is Ahmad and Bruno, and potential Rashford on top. There is the triangle, 3 ballers, the technical gifted. I don't think that Rasmus Højlund would come in, because he's coming back from international break. But Rashford's been there training the system. So I think he will start on top with particularly Rashford as number 9, Bruno and Ahmad, 2 technical ballers. Because ballers try with ballers, yeah?
Yeah, but Rashford can't run channels. You don't have the IQ to play striker. I don't see it. He can try him, But I don't see it because, I mean...
Do you think that Højlund can run the channel? He's fast enough.
Højlund is a striker. To start with, he is a striker. He's not a forward. He's a striker. So, for me, to start with, I would say, let's not hope to research another player. Let's just hope that the players who deserve the position.
We got more Portuguese fans in there. I'm so happy we got some Portuguese people in here. Pedro is saying at the beginning, they play at home in the Champions League against City. They lost 5-1, but the end, everyone applauded because they saw the idea and gave him that idea. Thanks for that. So yes, what are you saying here in retrospective? You say, if we lose, at least you can see an idea, right? I agree. Like, if you're playing it away at Ipswich Town, I mean, we should win this game. We should win. But at least what we want to see is some identity, some idea. Pedro is coming to say as well, Benfica and Porto became the best team from Portugal, 100%. Ricardo as well. Listen, I love you guys all the way from Portugal tuning in. Indeed, Ruben is on the illuminated path. He's where destiny has brought him, and he's the right man for this great club. Thank you so much, Ricardo, as well. We have Ricardo Guilheras as well. Bruno will do Pote in the left-hand side. Shit. Oh, guys.
Probably,
thank you.
Man, you'll play a purpose now. Stephanie saying Ruben is Ineos manager pick, so should back him to the hill and play a part. Yeah. This is what I'm saying.
We got Fernando. Come on, we got people from Portugal coming in. Love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope we can bring the best out of our players, and he can. If he
can't, then we must think and sell them. Cheers from from Chile, mate. Big up to you, Fernando, bro.
Oh yeah, from Chile. Sorry, that was not Portugal. I keep seeing every Latin name and saying, well, we got Portuguese people in there. So big up Chile. Let us know in the chat where you're from. Ricardo Neto is certainly Portuguese. If he needs to bench Marcus, he will. Unless the board doesn't back him, he will do what he needs.
100%. Smash the likes, people. Don't forget. And if you're not new to the channel, I mean, subscribe. Please subscribe. Hit the notification
we are the
bell
Flying
so you can see when
Amorims.
we're live again. Big up to each and every one of you.
Mark, we invented something. I invented something. We are the Flying Amorims.
Flying Amorims.
Amore.
Ricardo Galera saying he's the smiley one. Of course, 100%. You know what I mean? We can have Ronaldo and Nani Amorim refused. Big up to him. Big up to him.
No, in terms of, like, I feel sorry for sporting fans. I mean, we got Bruno in the January window. We keep getting your best players. And of course, Sporting is a selling club, right? Victor Gyökeres is something that has a gentleman's agreement, and I think that I think that Victor Gyökeres will become a Man United player in summer for some reason, for 67 million, a gentleman's agreement.
Yeah, it's very possible.
But if not, this guy has been banging 26 goals in all competition already, 22. This is a beast. This is a monster.
I mean, he's a fully easy finished article, Mick. You know, I mean, he's 26 years old. He will be 27 in a few months.
That's what we need.
You know,
that could be a title-winning recruitment. The title-winning recruitment, the cherry on the top. That could be.
No, I don't think we just need that cherry on the top. The team is not the finished team. We need so much in this team. You know, we made this team weaker over the last transfer window, in my opinion, in some positions, but stronger in some positions. So it's all about getting the whole team in that forward thinking, and you have to give the manager time. You know, if we get Gyökeres in the summer, that is going to be very good for us because he is the finished article striker, and we'll have a guarantee of goals up front with a striker to learn behind him. So
so big up for Fernando saying, I hope we can bring the best out of our players. Oh yeah, we already read this comment. Sorry. Listen, Mark, I want to pick your brain before we close the shop as well. Like, I spoke about the front line. But the key success in Amorim's system is the wing backs. Who do you think is going to start as wing backs? I mean, we've seen Anthony Dos Santos playing in training as a right wing back. Do you think that could be a possibility? Or do you see Dego Dalot and Mazarawi still coming in their play? Or do you think, hell, he might even give Harry Amos a chance on the left?
I think he might play. I think he might play the likes of Mazarawi off the left, or he might use them as right and left centre backs as options there. Because realistically, I mean, you know, everyone is thinking spend, buy. but we have players who he said might have to convert positions. We know he preferred that the wing backs are actually wingers. So it may not be a Mazarari and a Delo. It might be a Garnacho and a Anthony. You know what I mean? That's how it might be. So let me just see how it goes, because for me, I think there might be a lot of changes to some players' positioning and things, like maybe Delo comes in as a defender in the centre back or the left centre back or somewhere there, you know, or you never know what could happen. So we'll see how it goes.
It's very hard to predict, but I believe the back line will be consistent of Lisandro Martinez if he's fit. I don't know. We saw this fast track of the 16-year-old beast. What's his name? Goodwill. Have you seen Goodwill?
What? You're talking about Kulonki?
Goodwill Kulonki, yeah. 16-year-old, what a specimen. He's a beast.
Yeah, I think they will be a little patient with Kulonki. Yeah, he's very talented. He's huge, 6'4", very big for 16 years old. Hunk of a guy, you know, but, you know, we still need to, you know, breed him in time in. I mean, Hayamas.
Mark, what's this to say that, you know, we know that Amorim likes to bring in youth. He's crazy about it, dipping into 17-year-olds, 16 years old, bringing the chance. Cheetah Obi Martin, he's in his debut under 18s, in under 16 minutes, scored a hat-trick.
Yeah, but that's an under 18s, Mick. Cheetah Obi Martin. Yeah. If you watch Cheetah play, you know he's nowhere near ready. He's 18 years old.
He's probably nowhere near ready, yeah.
He's nowhere near.
Okay, so I just want to focus on the back line. De Ligt, Martinez. I think Martinez should be fit, and Lenny Euro. Hopefully, we will see Lenny Euro on the right side. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, all these young guys, and they will develop, and some of them development could be leaps and bounds. You never know.
So let's just stick to prediction. Wing backs. We never had wing backs. It's been a long while. Okay, I believe Diego Dalot will play wing back together with Mazarawi. Nothing's going to change there, right? In the midfield, I see him 100% Manuel Ugarte. He's an Amorim player. Manuel Ugarte is number 6 in a double pivot together with who? Will it be a Casemiro or will he choose Kobe Mainoo? Kobe's fit, right?
Yeah, I mean, Kobe is fit. He's just come back from, you know, being injured. So let's see how it goes. I think we'll have a lot of options, and that is good. The manager have options because we need options. I don't think any one player, 2 players should be playing 90 minutes every week. I think there should be a lot of 70-minute players. You know what I mean? We have 5 substitutions every game. We should be using 5 substitutions every game. That's just me. You know what I mean? That's just my thoughts. We could use them at different times, but we should be using 5, which means 5 players should always be getting rotated throughout the game every week. So I think it's all about performances. I think Ruben Amorim is quite similar to that. I think all the you know, if you read the comments of all the fans in here from Portugal and Sporting, they've been saying one of those things that, you know, Ruben is a performance-based manager. He's one of those managers that will definitely, you know, if he does not, you know, think of players with the program and the idea, he will move them on. And this is what you want most of him, because we heard that about Ten Hag as well, but he was not able to achieve that. So I really want Amorim to succeed. So I hope that the players who back him, he figures them out very soon. And the ones who kind of iffy, he gets rid of them equally as fast. That's just me.
We have one of our moderators and big loyal community members, Jarle Malmin, saying our defense is simple, Mark. De Ligt, Evans, Mars, most likely in the hope for Euro debut. Midfield, Cass, Ugarte, Garnacho, and Dalot. Up front, Ahmad and Bruno and Rashford. That's a bloody good lineup. No, but it's a good lineup. It sounds
good, but if you look at it, if you watch Sporting, there's a few players I worried about, and Ahmad is one of them. If you watch Sporting, he's not one of those players that would play in that 10 because he's too small. You know, and he's not really shown that he could play that 10 role in the Premier League. I mean, he's been playing off the right. You know, we've seen that he comes in some.
But you might even see a Mason Mount in the 10 role together with Bruno, because, you know, you will have some. The 2 number 10s in Amorim's system are the pressing monsters, right? They are the ones that pressing, right? Together with the wing backs. The number 9 don't press that much, to be honest. Listen, I have no idea who's going to start. I'm just very excited. Please, Luan France on Mufc Realist TV saying there's 83 likes. We are
big up to Luan France in the building.
Can we get 100 likes? There is over 400 people watching right now. There's been dropping off. People are going on lunch breaks and stuff like that. Listen, if it's the 400, it's free, guys. Just support the YouTube algorithm. operates on the likes. You know, the more people they like, the more YouTube would display this content for other Man United fans and other Premier League or whatever you're calling from, tuning in from Portugal. Lenny Euro is solid. So please, if we can have right now, right here, we will super appreciate it. Even if you're watching on Mark Nurse's channel, smash the like for him as well and subscribe. Where are you on the road to, Mark? 3,000 subscribers?
2,000.
2,000. Let's get it up to 3,000, my friend. We are on 41,000. We just surpassed that. So if you see here, 40,001. Yeah, it's
big up to you on that, Mick. Congratulations.
Gracias, senor. Thank you. By having that note, guys, thank you so much. Listen, we will be with Alice and you fine fellas. Thank you so much. We need to bring on Alice Talk Footballs. We need to collaborate more. It's been super crazy busy for myself. I've been not streaming that much. When personal life takes over and you have a lot of other work life stuff going on, you simply don't have time, right? But now we're very excited. Mount and Bruno in number 10. Whew. We can talk about that.
We can talk about that because I don't think I would see Mason Mount. I mean, the guy's never fit. He's never available to kick the ball. He's always in the medical wing.
We haven't seen much of Mason Mount. He's been injured.
Yeah, bro, dude's starting on the hospital bed more than he's starting on the pitch. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm looking for a youngster to come in. You know, one of the youngsters to come from somewhere. Maybe I like a Dango Jr. Yeah. Maybe even a Kobe Mainu next to a Bruno. I would like to see that. I don't know. I heard a lot of people talking about Kobe in the 10. I'd put Kobe there. You know what I mean? That's just me.
Pick up. Black Kingdom is saying, I'm a sporting supporter. I really wish the best for Man United. You now have the best coach ever, a new fan also. So we got new sporting fans becoming
big up, bro.
Converting to Man United fans. This is what we like. Big up. I'm pretty enjoying this discussion. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. And this is key, right? Like, you know, this tells me what I'm seeing a lot of Portuguese fans from Sporting, from Benfica, from Porto in here in the chat. And everyone is excited to follow Ruben Amorim's story, right? Yeah. You know, this might be the next Jose Mourinho. You know, it might be. You know, he's got the tools.
Ruben Amorim, Mick.
Yeah. He creating his own legacy. But what's really exciting for me is that Portuguese fan that supported Ruben will watch and tune in on Man United fans. So yeah, you know, me personally, I only have one club that I support. But if I had the choice, you know, to watch another league, I don't know. I don't have any club, but that's not cheating for me. You know what I mean? Because my league is my league and my team is my team. But there's multiple people like yourself, Mark. I don't know if you have a second team that you watch in La Liga or, you know, I don't know, in the Bundesliga.
Actually, the only second team I have is FC Düsseldorf. You know, Fortuna Düsseldorf. I watch because I live in the city, so I watch that team.
Yeah.
But other than that, Man United is my only team. That's just me.
Big up, everyone. So listen, I'm gonna end this stream. It's been very positive. We covered the first ever conference, the press conference by Amorim. Super impressed. What a character. He dropped a bomba. It was so easy to talk to. Press seemed to be happy. But just, we know that this is Man United. This is the biggest club in the world. And the question is, we need to protect Ruben. We need to protect the badge because we know, Mark, if you look at me in the camera right now, we know about these vouchers called British media. They will big him up. And in about, let's see, 12 months, they will change narrative and they try to sack another manager. As a club, as a fan community, do not let this happen. Let this boy cook. Let this boy develop. He needs time, patience, and we should see you on Sunday, guys. Ematus, everyone that's tuning in, everyone from Portugal. Wow, what a stream. Obrigado. That's what we can say in Portuguese. Obrigado. Thank you so much. We gained so much new members, so much new people from Portugal. I'm so happy. Cheers, Ricardo. We have Emiratus, Mateus. We had Black Kingdom as well. We have so many, Ricardo Pereira. We have so many people from worth to mention, but unfortunately we can't. Mark, we are doing the live watch along on Sunday. There's a lot of things that we can do. We can do the warm-up show just to, for the first time, just react to the lineup. Will you able to do that with me, sir?
On Sunday, Sunday we could do that after the game.
I know,
the warm-up,
the game.
I won't be after the reaction after the game, I could do that, but I'll be a little bit late to get back
so
home
guys,
on
if
Sunday.
you're in, like we will return back with the player ratings after the show. So basically, we have the player rating. You can rate the players, and we will do the watch along as well. And hopefully, we have a win. I'm not going to jinx it. Mark.
I mean, guys, come on. I mean, I expect to see a brand new idea playing this 3-4-3 system. But like one of the guys in the comments said, Sergio said this earlier. You know, he's a Benfica fan. But he also said earlier that, you know, the Portuguese players play a 3-4-3 system. Brazil players play a similar 3-4-3 system. So players like from Casemiro to like Bruno, those guys, they already know what they're doing. You know what I mean? So some players are accustomed to this formation.
All right.
Let's see how it goes.
Let's see how it goes. I'm not going to jinx it, guys. You in the chat, let us know your score prediction. What do you think it's going to be? Will it be a Manchester United win? Will it be a draw? Will it be a loss? In that case, will it be a draw? Jim Watkins, Manchester United fan since 1992. My gaffer must be protected at all costs, 100%. And listen, Mark, I'm going to do a fun thing before we close the shop. I haven't done this one for so long. I'm not going to predict the score prediction, but how many times will the dog spin? This was in Portuguese as well, but how many times do you think that dog will spin?
11 times.
11-0?
No, the dog spin 11 times, you know. So, I actually think it would be like a 5-1 kind of thing. I think you're going to see a bounce from the team. You know, I also think that, you know, Ipswich have been playing well. Young Delap has been playing very well as well. He might get himself on the score sheet. You never know. He might have a moment. Usually when we make a mistake, we usually have a big lapse. So that's the situation when we usually concede. But other than that, I think we will get the job done in the first half. I think we'll up a few goals. We'll see lots of substitutions. Hopefully, Anthony starts. My prediction is Anthony will start and get an assist. You know what I mean? Bruno will get a goal and an assist. So that's just me.
Will 3-0. He's saying 3-0. Bruno
to
Brace might be. And then he goes that big up for everyone, but don't give the likes for Mick. Will, come on, mate.
You just being
love you
joking.
too.
You just making jokes.
I know. I love you too. Anyway, happy days, happy days. Sergio, what you saying? Benfica fan here. Oh, we have a Benfica fan here. Listen, Ruben, go Ruben, Man United. With Ruben, Sporting played the best football, honestly. Listen, my best mate is coming next week.
Big up to Ricardo Pereira as well.
Yeah, listen, my best mate.
My phone about to die. Sorry.
Yeah, listen, I'm just going to say my best mate, Joel Luce, if you're watching, he's from Lisboa. He's coming to Phuket to visit. He's a massive Benfica fan, and he just said, listen, Ruben used to play for Benfica, and you know what? He said, I'm so happy for him, but now Benfica can win the league. He said, in a nice way. Anyway, guys, people, thank you so much for tuning in. It's time to go. I think that Mark's phone is about to die. Wanted to thank you, everyone. Thank you all for your likes, all for the Portuguese people. Will Man United, whatever you have to say about me, good or bad, I still love you, bro. Listen, Mark, enjoy the rest of your Friday.
Big up everyone in the chat.
Big up everyone.
Big up to Mick Ruby. Big up to Will. Big up to Jim. Big up to Ricardo. Big up to Lucky. Big up to everyone that came in today. Big up to, you know, obrigado to all the
obrigado
fans.
But most important thing,
huge Ronaldo fan here, so you can see right
Mark,
there.
The most big up I can give today is for Ruben Amorim's brilliant press conference. That's all we have to say. Go smash the like for the big man over there. Smash the like for us as well, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you on Sunday, people. Glory, glory, Man United. Big up.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.